4 BC Open, presented by Discmania. From the township of Langley and Aldergrove, BC, Raptors Knoll, Jake Elliott, Blake Hurdle with you, and we thank you for being with us, the patrons of Park Pro, and we thank the PDGA of Canada as well for their continued support here of coverage of the Canadian Disc Golf Tour and Canada. Round 3, Raptors Knoll, Blake Hurdle. It's the final day of the BC Open.
This is it. We got some serious action for you. We got another nice day for scoring. Gentle breeze, but we got some scoring conditions, and we're going to try to go low out here. It's going to be great action.
Beautiful Raptors Knoll, 4.8 on the disc golf U-Disc. Probably tells you all you need to know about this course that we will play the final day of competition on. Scott Withers, Jefferson, Oregon, leading the way here as he's atop them all at 27 under.
Yeah, familiar face on these cards. He's been in cruise control right now. We got a couple hungry slingers behind him looking to take him down. So we'll see what Chandler Fry out of Olympia, Washington has got for him.
88 overall for Chandler. He is 7 shots back at minus 20. And he is the closest man within striking distance. We'll see what the Chanimal can do here for round number 3.
Got the young Colin Bryant out of Anacortes, Washington. Throwing for Westside, buttery smooth forehands. Looking confident with the putter.
Wants to play in the USDGC one day, and I don't doubt he will do that after watching him on day number 2 with the forehands, the backhands, the long putts. He's got the entire package. And a new member on the lead card here as Axel Olson has made his way up to the top 4.
Rounding out the All-American card here out of Mercer Island, Washington. We got, I don't know a lot about Axel's game, but we're about to find out, and I hope you're ready to enjoy it.
Dynamic discs, Axel Olson, par 4, hole 1, 6-10, as we bring you back to beautiful Raptors Knoll.
We got a sloping fairway. We got OB to the right. You want to pump one up on the left side of this fairway so you can have a nice approach angle down at this basket, blocked by some logs, a foamy tower thing that'll eat your disc up, and lots of bushes.
Got a train car to your right as well. Some sort of boiler maker, I think. Just back in the corner there, as you see, but Raptors Knoll will look a little bit different nowadays after you see this footage. Make sure you get out there and check it out. Lots of improvements, especially here to hole number 1 as we step to the tee with the tournament leader by 7. It's Scott Withers to throw first.
Right off the deck, you're looking for a couple ponies under the hood. You want to get up on top of this ridge, get an air bounce like Scott does here. Land somewhere on this sloping fairway.
That's probably the landing zone for yours truly off the blue tee pad, not the golds, which we play here in round 3.
Oh, party in the back of the pickup. I like what I'm seeing here, folks.
Well, tailgating, having a good time at the BC Open on a beautiful summer day as Fry steps into one, and this thing on a great angle and moving.
Ooh, that thing had more turn than 3-month milk.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit as Colin Bryant at 19 under in 3rd place, and he is next to throw.
Where Chandler ended up there are some trees kind of in the way. He's going to have to get crafty, go up above or around some of them to make good for his birdie.
It's a good-looking West Side jersey right there for Colin as he takes a big run up for this one, and a little low out the hand, needs to get up, and it'll get up into some thicker grass and on the side of a hill as well. That'll be a challenging second shot there for Colin.
You will have a straight look at it.
And then our first look here at Axel Olson, another young disc golfer from Washington State, from Iowa's. He'll let it fly here. And a little high out the hand this time, but gets a friendly bounce down to the bottom of the hill and should have a pretty straight-on look from there.
You will have that slope to challenge him a bit. As we see Scott with a nice straight pump down the hill.
That was a gorgeous-looking shot. Does it have enough on it? There's those guardian logs in front of the hole here on one, catching another disc. That's exactly why they are where they are.
See a good rip forehand. Looks like it's a little inside. He's going to end up in the twigs. Obstructed putt.
Not where you want to be here on the first.
Some funky footing here.
Young legs. And, well, we've seen everything kind of come into play here on hole one. The train car, the tower, the logs. Will be a tree trouble for Chandler as he takes a run at eagle. And he'll have an easy tap-in birdie putt from there as he got it on day one as well. He'll get it here on day three as it looks like they'll give Bryant a little bit of relief from that old tanker trailer, I suppose that is what that is, Blake.
Yeah, he's looking like he's got some twigs in the way. Pierces through him. Oh, just a little short.
Now, Axel from the logs. Can he get off to a good start here?
He's got a good angle at this. A little high.
This damn side. Caught some chains, but not friendly ones.
Stepper over the log doesn't pay off.
Another spin out there for Scotty as he got a good chunk of them, but...
You had to wonder if that log got in his head a bit.
Yeah, a little bit of a tricky step over that log, but no trouble for Chandler Fry as the lone man to card the 3 here on hole number 1 as he closes the gap on Withers just on the first hole, goes from 7 down to 6, and off we go here on a beautiful Sunday.
Yeah. No better time to chip away than on the first hole. Give you a little momentum. Make it...
stress-free, too, right? To have the eagle luck, and you can't get much of a easier putt than that for birdie here on the first.
Yeah, he was happy to give the basket a sniff on his second.
Speaking of the second, 455 par 4, number 2.
We got a bit of a treacherous here. We got a bailout to the left, but you can get some rollaway to the right in this OB creek. If you pump it a little too far, you got OB to the left there. You want to get through this gap with a stock hyzer. The aggressive play is the high turning disc with some overstability that fades back to the basket here. But it's a pretty cheeky little green. You got some OB, you got some rocks, you got some twigs in the back. I don't know, Jake.
A lot of trouble. It all depends on the tee shot on how aggressive you want to be on your second shot. You can see anything to the left of that rock feature there is out of bounds. Tree trouble long. You got the mounds on the right. But it all comes down to this shot right here.
I think everyone, except for maybe Scott Withers, should have their foot firmly planted into the floor here.
Interesting, Blake Hurdle, as Chandler went with the hyzer on day one, kind of laid up into that open zone, but down 6 shots here into the final round, decided to go with the aggressive play and the turnover.
As Scott chooses the more stock hyzer, but he gets it up and inside, and he's going to have some trees to deal with.
There is OB on that right side, but a little shorter than the landing zone for those two players. And this, a perfect kick off the tree for Axel Olson. He is in the middle of the fairway and green light special from there.
Yeah, you love the placement there off the kick. I'm getting real used to seeing this buttery smooth forehand. This one looks like it's got some juice on it, and he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, maybe fortunate to get that kick as well, as that was traveling out over the OB line. Not sure it would have finished back inbounds, but there he is in the middle of the fairway and a chance to go at this green.
You got to get enough, but not too much, just like that.
Can't do it much better as they'll settle nice and tight.
Nice little ripping forehand touch shot. He's going to be a little deep, a little obstructed. Should be sporty.
Yeah, it'll have some obstacles on the way to the basket from there, but
we're getting real used to seeing this Scott Withers forehand upshot. Dainty little guy here. He's going to be inside. He's going to have a putt to deal with.
A little bit early there for Withers, and now an eagle luck here for Olson as he gives it a good bid, but he'll run it by, and now everybody putting for birdie.
Oh, with OB in the background, that looked more committed than Cal Ripken Jr.
Courageous right there from Withers as he goes band and in, and he gets his first birdie of the day.
Chandler looking to get in the basket from the knee.
How are you with knee putts? Me, not so good.
I'm not good with any putts, Jake.
Well, I guess I could say that goes
equally as bad.
Stretching out here, Olson. And he's got it. So everybody in for 3 so far and just one man left. And this is an easy one here for Bryant. So star hole on hole number 2 as all 4 players card the 3, and the lead remains at 6 here. Withers over Fry.
As you see, a nice touchy forehand flick through the bushes towards the basket.
Talking at the disc all the way. As the par 3 third is up next here, Blake Hurdle, and with the basket up top on the right.
Yeah, we got a turtle shell green here. It's hard to keep it and stick it up there. The forehand play will usually trickle down to the right side, giving it an uphill putt. The hyzer play is hard to beat all the trees and get it to land up there without going deep. If you go deep, you got a hellish putt back up, save your birdie. It's real sticky up here. So try to use the grass to your advantage. And this tire,
don't get a bounce off of there. Trouble looms large as a great shot of the third. And let's see if Chandler Fry can have a great shot here for his tee shot on number 3 and put it up top and settle it down on top of the turtle. Chandler Fry putting for birdie.
you're gonna love that. And just to the right of this hole, you'll see a bunch of bushes. The other side of that is actually the Disc Mania course, the third course that the MPO players don't play in, but the rest of the divisions got to play. Nice little piece of property over there. Love to play a little more golf that way.
As would I. So far 2 for 2. Did that stay on top? It did. All 3 players so far are on top of the shell here with a look at the basket. One more to go in Bryant.
There's not a lot of water on this course. The Discmania course had some water, and in fact, I lost a couple of beauties. I had a zone in there and an MD4, and our friend Jamie went in and snorkel and goggles came out with 30 discs over the weekend. So
yeah, he wasn't the only one on the Discmania course for sure. First birdie luck sails by. Withers' turn as he looks to go back to back in the birdie department.
Making sure he's got the right putter. It's good.
That one was right on line, right out of the hand, and Withers with an intentional walk there. Up next, is that Fry coming from below? No, that's Bryant, I believe, on his par effort. This is Fry. That is in. That's a 2. So he'll stay within 6 after 3 holes, and his familiar tap of the band after a birdie putt. And now Axel Olson, also in. And let's check the number here for Brian, because I'm not sure if that's for 3 or 4. Indeed, it is a bogey for Brian.
Yeah, you really want to keep pace. Scott getting the birdie there, you really want to match him and pick your spot to, jump ahead when you can see potential birdie. We do have the 5th coming up, but before we take a look, let's check out the scoreboard.
Let's do that. The 4th also becomes before the 5th, like, just so you know. But here's Scott Withers leading by 6. Axel Olson 9 back, and really I think the conversation kind of stops there. I don't know if anyone's coming from further back than 9 here with just 15 holes to play. So really, I think this is going to come down to Olson, Fry, and Withers here on the final day.
Yeah, I think everyone else is kind of running low on time here.
Let's go to the 4th here at Raptors Knoll, and tight gap off the tee. There is a line on the right, but most players will choose that left gap and then try and make the disc work all the way to a basket tucked up in behind this bush here.
Yeah, when you hit the left gap, you're going to need something with a little bit of turn to get over these trees or through this gap. And then you want a little forehand flick up the left side of this gap to where this basket is, or a nice spiking hyzer around the back side of it.
That's probably for us. Remember, this is a par 3, so these guys are looking to get home to 345 up the hill here and put themselves within range, especially here on the final day when scoring is ever so important. But a perfect start here for Fry. Can he keep it going on 4?
Par here is so good. He turns this one over a little bit. He's going to have a shot, but might be a little blocked.
Yeah, kind of the backdoor route there maybe for Chandler. Looks like Withers will go to the forehand for his tee shot. We'll flex here, Blake.
I like the flex, a little bit of wobble. Should be in a good spot here.
Oh, Blake, I think this is really good for Withers, and it is birdie look for Scott Withers. Go flex it out, Scotty.
Oh, baby.
And rightly so after that beautiful tee shot.
Gotta love the hustle on the camera, too. Oh, this is looking nice. Gets through the trees. Oh, he's gonna have a look.
Deep on the fourth hole here for Olson, and you just don't see that very often.
If you guys could see how hard and challenging this hole is in these lines, you would be blown away.
That one piercing into the pine bush there. We'll see if it got through to the favorable side, but first it's Fry around that bush, and it's up high.
Oh, he almost slid that myth in the basket.
Comes up just short here on the fourth, and yeah, there is Brian on a knee stretched out here for a birdie look.
Striking chains, grab in the bucket.
Oh, side door special there for Colin. And just snatched that disc and brought it in. That's a 2.
He's done well with his face camera time here.
Can Olson convert from about 21 feet?
Oh, falls a little short.
That's usually one I think he makes, and you can tell he's unhappy with that effort. Just left it low. Withers.
Oh, that one wanted to trickle out. Luckily, he got the bounce in.
He's going to stare that basket down. I think he's been talking to the baskets all weekend long here at both Raptors and Campbell Valley. He's had a little bit of bad basket luck throughout this tournament.
It's like 4 or 5.
Birdies here from Scott. Really puts a dagger in a lot of the hearts. A little reflection
What was that?
magic there.
Was that a little reflected off the mini, I think, maybe? What's he got there?
A little channel voodoo.
Beautiful putt here. And
money.
look at that. That's top corner.
Right side grab, top cheddar. Oh, hey, fifth. Talked about this earlier. This is a great one. We got playing from the blue tees today. A little bit of a bomb. We got a sloping fairway here. You want to throw something with a little bit of turn that's going to be pushing towards this rock where it starts fading to give you the nicest angle through the gap. You throw a hyzer through the next gap right into the green there. So this is a must get. You definitely want to get this one.
Eagle is achievable here on the 5th. We know this. Chandler Fry had a look at Albatross on day number 1 and ended up hitting that yellow flag on the top of the basket with a approach shot, but his tee shot was just unbelievable on day number 1. Let's see if he can replicate that, and we'll do it when we return after these messages. Welcome back. Jake Elliott, Blake Hurdle with you as we go to the tee box of the 5th hole. I'm not sure where that course was, Blake, but I want to go play it wherever it was. Iguanas are cool.
Scotty puts a little bit of a move on this and doesn't have time to fade back.
3 for 4 for Withers to start his final day. Here's Bryant who puts this full send
And this thing's moving.
way past the rock. Is it going to get clean through? Well, it's deep, Blake, but trouble in between all those birch trees there for Brian. He's going to have some sort of step-out shot. See if Fry can replicate his tee shot. No, a little low and a little turned over here for Fry, but he'll be in a good spot, but well short of where he was on Friday.
I'm kind of surprised to see Chandler not put a bigger pump on this one. He is chasing, and he's 7 strokes back, and he's running out of time.
Oh, look at this shot from Axel. Oh, just caught a tree really late as that thing was going to be an absolute monster, but he gets knocked down. Here's Fry.
Oh, gets a nice straight hyzer up the gap. This is looking great.
Oh, beautiful second shot for Chandler Fry, and there's his eagle look. Inside circle 1 and then some. Now Withers has some real challenge here as he has to throw his second from a knee.
I threw from this exact shot today. And it went about that good.
Lands just a little short of the mound on the approach, and Withers will have a long eagle look from there. So advantage Fry here on the 5th.
You see that flag flailing a little bit, so they're competing with a little bit of wind.
Well, I think you make a good point there, Blake. I think the wind has picked up since the fellas teed off here. Probably, about 45 minutes ago now. I think the wind has picked up here a little bit. You don't get it too bad down here in the pocket of 5, but as you work your way back up to the top of Raptors Knoll, I think the wind may become a factor here on Sunday.
You see Colin making his upshot. He'll have a little bit of a tester, a little bit of meat on the bone.
So after a bit of an unfortunate tree tick here for Olson, he's playing his 3rd through the gap.
Did you see the beautiful lusciousness of the greenery around here? One of the true gems of the West Coast.
I feel like you've just been waiting to say lusciousness.
Who doesn't want to say lusciousness?
Withers for eagle. The jumper.
Oh!
Basket and short tap in. Birdie gets him to 31.
Man, I thought he was going to light that thing up.
Can Olson clean up his? No, as that one is off left. Here's Bryant now, and I've given these guys a little bit. Oh, band down.
Top cheese.
Bar Mexico as it goes to the bottom of the bucket. And still Fry to finish up, but I think he's inside Olson here, which gives you an idea on how close he is. That was an eagle there for Bryant. Par putt for Olson, and that'll be a disappointing one for him. But we'll see 2 eagles here on the 5th. Both Colin Bryant and Chandler Fry card the eagle. And that gets Chandler Fry another stroke closer here. He's closed the gap. 2 strokes in the first 5 holes here. Remember, started 7 back. Now 5 after 5.
You might not have caught it because it was a bit of a blur, but did you see the wheels on Andre Lauder in the background of the camera?
No, I did not. I missed that.
Too speedy.
All right, let's turn our attention to the challenging 6th. Par 4, 552, dogleg left, then uphill, tight guarded pin surrounded by OB. Got to get the job number 1 here, get your tee shot into the fairway.
This hole has a lot of missions. This is tough. You got a lot of things you need to accomplish. You need a big sweeping hyzer to get to about this point to give you any chance at a nice clear upshot. If you try to cut this corner, it can get real ugly having to reshoot. And you definitely want to swing this thing a little wide to get to this basket where OB is lurking right behind.
And catch your breath before a nice little hike up that hill. A little slippery in the wintertime as well. Don't have to worry about that here in July at Raptors Knoll. Beautiful day, dry, and here's Bryant with his tee shot on 6.
Step 1, grab something slow that's going to fade. He gets caught up in the tree here. Lots of work left.
Chandler Fry going to go with a standstill here on 6 and gives it a pretty good yank.
Looks like he's a little inside.
So 0 for 2 on job 1 here as Withers, after a par on 1, has birdied his last 4. A little lower here, Blake. Is this going to pop out? It will get to the edge of the fairway.
It's tough because you don't want to flirt too far with the long woods and the OB, so a lot of these guys are coming up short. This one looks nice and beefier than a ribeye.
Well, that one is also side of the fairway, so nobody be able to turn the corner, essentially get to that blue fairway, as Bryant going to take the direct route here. He's got a lot of power on this one to get up there. And I think, just inside the OB line there, yeah.
See, this is sketchy. This is, if you get iron leafed here, no bueno.
Fry, too much power to worry about that. Fights through into the middle of the fairway. He'll have a long look up the hill. Withers. What's he got set up here? He's got something sharp in his hand and
goes with a thumber.
Yeah, and gets it right up there. He'll have a straight on look at it, down the pipe essentially. But no gimme by any means, as now Olson going real up and over here. And this thing's got to come back.
No one's really taking advantage of Scott being out of position here.
About 75 feet for Axel. And he'll put it close. It'll be an easy par for him. Fry.
This is a good rip.
Just a little long. There is OB in behind the basket, so conservative there for Chandler. Does Scotty have a go? No, he wants nothing to do with that long bid either. So our lone birdie look essentially here for Colin Bryant, trying to get to 22 under.
The chess match has started with Scott Withers now. Oh, nice little rip there. Good bid.
Grazed the chains. Fry for his par putt. He's in.
Yep.
So Olson will do the same, and everybody pretty close here on 6 to finish off, but no birdies carded on the tough 6th hole here at Raptors Knoll.
Challenging hole. You definitely are happy with a birdie, but par's not so bad here. It's more about staying with pace.
We'll get up to what is probably the highest point here on Raptors Knoll, the tee box on number 7, where we see a hazard on the left, OB on the right, which should be able to throw something pretty mid-range here at the next hole. But before we get to number 7, let's have a look at the updated leaderboard here on the final day of the BC Open. Scott Withers continues to lead. The lead was once 7, the lead down to 6, and Chandler Fry trying to make a push here on Sunday.
Yeah, a bit of a 2-horse race at the moment. You see everyone kind of stacking up 4th through 8th. Nicholas Culver, Kieran, Tyler Schrock, Thomas Gilbert, but it's a bit of a 2-horse race at the moment. Hole 7, par 3. Like we said, we got a bit of a hazard right in the middle, the left of the basket. You got OB to the right. You got OB behind the basket, not too far. And if you end up a little to the right of the basket, you have a death putt looking at the hazard. It's all about line here.
Like I said, something, 5, 6 speed for these guys, something fairly straight off the tee. And they just kind of want to nestle it up there and give yourself a look at birdie. Stay out of the hazard on number 7 as Bryant has the honors.
This is a hole everyone is going to want, but it's deceptively challenging for some reason, and no one really knows why, as Colin shanks one off a tree, and he's going to have a hard time.
Early tree kick, and an unfavorable one at that as it goes out of bounds. Hopefully they can find that disc. Many circular objects have been lost in that high grass to the right of number 7.
Yeah, you definitely can come out of that bush with some hitchhikers on the socks, if you know what I mean.
Withers going low, straight, and you can see the trees now, the grass, the trees in the background there, Blake. The wind has really picked up here on number 7.
As you see Axel getting into the wind and turning one over a little bit as well, maybe.
Oh, he got a favorable kick, though, and stays in bounds.
This headwind can get a little tricky with you. It's definitely makes the disc flip over, putting that OB in position.
So well back here for Bryant for his 3rd, and he'll just try and cozy up here and accept his medicine on number 7. Not a hole you want to take a bogey on for sure. You can accept par. Bogey tough to do. Withers off the top band. Can't believe it. And that gives Olson and, again, Fry a chance to gain a stroke on the leader here, but Olson comes up short once again.
It's the same old story on hole 7 here. You lick your chops on the tee. You see the basket. It's right there. You throw something slow, but everyone finds this one difficult. Chandler in the bucket, not finding anything difficult with his birdie. Nice little putt there. Seal the deal for that bird.
Looking a little more comfortable now with his putt as well. Not taking a whole lot of time thinking about just kind of lining it up and letting it go. And he's catching center. Oh, no. Going bad to worse here on 7 for Bryant as he doinks that one and will tap in for double.
I'm sure he'll be looking to lick his wounds and move on to the feature 8th hole. You see Scotty Tepton in there.
So if it wasn't a 2-horse race it surely is now, as once again, Fry has gained a stroke on Withers. The lead goes down to 5. Or are we at 4 after that one?
We got a nice smooth floating putt in there, cashing in.
We'll get an updated look at the scoreboard here in a moment, but first, let's get a look at the signature hole here of Raptors Knoll, the famous par 3 8th.
Famous, of course, because Jake Elliott aced it, but we have a beautiful eagle here. The boulders are in play. Under the armpits of the wings is gravel, that is hazard. We have just a beautiful mulch green here, horizontal. You want to make it stick up there. Throw something slow that's going to land and stick, or a hyzer that's going to play lateral and drop right by the basket.
Anything long of the basket is in play as well. So this is kind of a familiar landing zone as you get a beautiful shot of Mount Baker off in the backfield. The farmlands here out in Aldergrove, the township of Langley, as yes, indeed, 5-shot lead now here for Withers, and it's Fry's tee on 8 as he turns away quickly. Blake did not like that release, and he's in the hazard here on the 8th.
Yeah, bounces off the eagle wing and in the pebbles.
It's tough to believe that you can birdie 4 out of the first 7 holes and lose 2 shots, but that's the situation that Scott Withers finds himself in as he goes long here.
Sails one past the basket. You wonder if he's gripping it a little tight, wondering if he's still in cruise control.
High shot that will land long as well, but be a fairly straightforward putt from there as Bryant will try and rebound after the double bogey on 7 as he lets his tee shot fly here on 8.
I like how these guys are getting aggressive after this basket here, trying to...
Blake, he put that right inside the logs. Head knocker for Bryant here on the 8th. Beautiful shot.
Spins one up and in. Let's go.
Oh, that is a clutch putt right there from Fry. Let's have another look at it. This is a great angle at it.
Smooth spinner, saves the par.
With the wind.
Oh, he's going to love that.
That is a huge shot there for Chandler Fry to limit the damage after going in the hazard here on the 8th. He makes the 40-footer to save his par as he'll walk that one down and cool off that hand. It's hot right now when he lets that putter go. Here's Withers trying to gain a stroke on Fry, and a bit of a poor effort there. Just a soft, kind of a lame duck from Withers. It didn't look like he fully committed to that birdie putt.
I wonder if he's still in cruise control.
Yeah, maybe didn't want to go too long past that with the wind up there, but I think you got to at least give that putt a chance. As Olson, that has been his regular miss here on Sunday. That's the 3rd time we've seen that putt come up short and hit the basket instead of the chains.
Yeah, I'd like to see a committed spin out of his hand. Maybe a little tentative, just being on cam.
So the signature 8th gets a little medley of scores there. Birdie, par, bogey, all coming on this card as you watch Bryant's tee shot once again, just a little bit further, Blake, and you could put down a 1 on the scorecard here for Bryant, who puts it right inside the logs.
Oh, it must have looked so good from the tee. The line, picture perfect. Gotta love that.
9th, par 3 as well. 325 here off the tee to finish off the front 9 at Raptors Knoll.
Got a little bit of a bowl green. We got some trees obstructing the way. There is a big spike hyzer play. When it gets a little windy, you might want to throw something stable that route. You do have a bit of a turning mid shot that goes straight over the trees, tries to find a home right over here in this arena.
You can get quite aggressive coming into this stadium bowl and try and stick something in the side of the hill, and we'll see what these players have in store here to round out the front 9 on day 3 as Bryant, after the birdie on 8, goes with the forehand hyzer route and right to the pin. Nice bounce back here from Bryant after that double on 7. Almost aces 8 and then parks it on 9.
Yeah, that shot reeked of quality. Oh, Chandler getting a little cut off short inside, hits a tree. He's going to have a big look.
Disappointing effort there for Chandler Fry. Door swings open here a little bit for Withers, who has cooled off after a hot start, parring his last 3 holes. And this one offline early for Withers and catches a tree. He, too, will be well outside circle 2.
Yeah, it seems like Scott Withers is stalling out a little bit. He's going to have a tough birdie look.
Olson, a little bit short, but he'll have a clean look at the basket from that landing zone. But Chandler Fry, the first to play, got to come up and over that mound and then find a way to drop down in time.
Oh, he gets a little leak through. I thought that was going to end up short and on the wrong side of the mound there, but little vine love there.
It's more in circle 2 than well outside circle 2 for Withers, but it's a miss nonetheless, and both will card a par here on the 9th. There's a better look for Olson as he puts some height on that one, and he'll pick himself up a birdie here on the 9th.
Chandler strikes chains, makes good on his par.
This will be a 2 for Bryant, who put that in the bullseye off the tee for him, and Withers will take the par here on the 9th as well. As closing thoughts here on day number 3, front 9 in the books here, Blake, and the lead started at 7 here with Withers. But after 9 holes, Chandler Fry has closed that gap to 5 with 9 holes to play. As you get a look at that birdie putt from Axel Olson, your thoughts after the first 9 here on the final day?
Well, the gap narrowing. We got lots of scoring on the back. It's still anybody's game. We got lots of action coming for you. Let's take a look at the scorebook.
Let's do it. Scott Withers, like we said, 5-shot lead. Casey Hennemeyer has pushed his way into a tie with Colin Bryant. He is 6 down through 10 holes. Thomas Gilbert, 3 down through 10. He sits in 6th. Has a lot of familiar names on the leaderboard here at the 2024 BC Open, presented by Disc Mania. The front 9 is done. The back 9 is to come. We're going to crown a BC champion when we return with more coverage here of the 2024 BC Open on Parked Pro.